This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4. First at 4, breaking news. Madison Fire is on the scene of an active propane leak in the 4400 block of Sycamore Avenue.
And they're asking all people to avoid the area. The leak involved a 1,000-gallon tank with a broken valve. We'll have more on this story as it develops.
Next to weather, our alert day has been dropped today, but it's kind of rainy and dreary outside. No severe weather, though. That is good news. And Alex is on the backyard weather patio. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Susan. Hey, Brady. All I have to do is take my glasses off here. You probably can't see, but there's mist all over these glasses. The clouds have hung around. Remember my guideline. Look at our sky cam here. Upland Hills sponsor. It's cloudy over Madison. Those clouds really hung around today, and that is limiting the heating across southern Wisconsin, which we said could be a distinct possibility. When you limit the heating from the clouds and the showers lagging around, that lowers the severe weather threat tonight. Still can't rule out an isolated severe thunderstorm, but look at our temperatures. 74 in Madison, 70 in Mineral Point, 60s to the east. You got to go out into Iowa to get into the mid-70s to near 80. That's where the temperatures have been allowed to warm up, where they did have the clouds clear out tonight. And when you take a look at our atmospheric energy, this is the fuel for storms. It's low over southern Wisconsin. You got to go out into Iowa to have it a little bit higher. So future track showing thunderstorms trying to move into southern Wisconsin. We can't rule out a storm or two, but that severe weather threat is low. As those storms get into our area with lower energy, they likely will weaken some too. So if there is a strong storm this evening, it'll be over far southwestern Wisconsin, right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. But we're keeping a close tab on that. But coming up in Maine weather, this isn't the only storm chance we have in the forecast. We have to track Friday's storms as well.
All right, we will check back with you, Alex, momentarily. Thank you. The countdown clock to the November election sits at 81 days, and the political world continues to bring us headlines.
A lot can change. Well, there is confirmation today. Vice President Kamala Harris will hold an event in Milwaukee on Tuesday. That makes that significant, is the Democratic National Convention will be on day 2 in Chicago, 86 miles away. The night former President Barack Obama will be speaking to the delegates. Harris's rally will be held at the Pfizer Forum. That's the same location that hosted the Republican National Convention last month. Her appearance will come just a few days after Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance visits Milwaukee. He will be there tomorrow speaking to the Milwaukee Police Association. This will be Vance's second trip to Wisconsin since the Republican convention. He was in Eau Claire last week, the same day Harris and her running mate, Governor Tim Walz, held a rally in that same city.
Speaking of, both vice presidential candidates have agreed to a debate. It will be held October 1st and moderated by CBS News. Vance also accepted an invitation for a second debate to be hosted by CNN, but the Harris campaign declined to commit Tim Walz for a second debate. Former President Trump is once again holding a news conference today and going after his rival, Kamala Harris.
Well, this comes as Harris says she has agreed to 2 debates with Trump. Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
Former President Trump is shaking up his campaign staff, bringing in some old trusted advisors in reaction to the momentum of Vice President Kamala Harris. That includes 2016 campaign manager Corey Lewandowski and former communications director Tim Murtaugh. The news came hours ahead of a news conference scheduled by Trump at his New Jersey golf club.
I'm glad that he's finally agreed to a debate on September 10th.
The Harris campaign said Thursday that the vice president has agreed to a second debate at some point in October after the first debate on September 10th. The two sides also say the vice presidential candidates have agreed to a debate on October 1st to air on CBS. Trump's running mate J.D. Vance is calling for more than one.
To respect the American people enough to stand before them and actually ask them for their vote. So I think we ought to do as many debates as we possibly can.
This weekend, both campaigns travel to the battleground state of Pennsylvania, and next week, the Democratic National Convention kicks off in Chicago. President Biden will speak on its opening night Monday. Today, the president and Vice President Harris held their first joint appearance since he exited the race.
The administration is touting Medicare's ability to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies in an effort to lower prices on certain prescription drugs, part of the Democratic-passed Inflation Reduction Act.
2 years ago, as vice president, I was proud to cast the tie-breaking vote that sent the bill.
Friday, in her first policy speech, Harris is expected to call for a federal ban on price gouging by food and grocery industries, a move that would require congressional approval. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
More states already have laws against price gouging, but Harris's proposal would be the first federal ban on unnecessarily raising prices. And News 3 Now will be at the Democratic National Convention next week. That includes Susan, me, Eric Franke, and Charlotte DeLeste is returning for our special coverage. We will have team coverage each day starting Monday morning. Well, parents are used to buying things like tissues and pencils for the start of the school year, but what are teachers buying?
Ellie LaLiberte shows us why this time of year can get very pricey for educators.
Books like these and other supplies can come from parents, teachers, and schools. But one teacher I talked to here in Madison says that they still need more help. Amy Turkowski is entering her 20th year teaching, and she's used her own money to buy school supplies every year. She's not alone. According to a new survey from the Wisconsin Education Association Council, more than 50% of respondents say they also spend their own money on supplies. 3/4 of that comes from personal savings accounts. Turkowski says even though there are budgets and parents that bring in school supplies, it doesn't quite cover the need.
It definitely needs to change, but it's also something that's always been there. And so, I mean, the system itself is broken. How we fund public school is broken. And so we don't get the funding from the state or from the federal government that we need for basic things.
Turkowski also says the needs continue past the beginning of the school year. Tonight at 5, you can hear how one local organization is trying to help these educators. Reporting in Madison, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Ellie. The Wisconsin Education Association Council also says 2 out of 10 educators indicate they spend $500 or more on supplies.
Wisconsin's youth prison has been at the center of controversy for years, and in June, you may recall, a staff member died after being attacked by 2 inmates at Lincoln Hills Copper Lake schools.
Well, tonight, in the midst of a political debate about the use of force at the facility, we're taking you behind the barbed wire to hear what life is like for staff on the inside. Our Braden Ross and political reporter Will Keneally have been digging into this issue. Braden, what can we expect to hear tonight?
Yeah, well, tonight at 6, I'll introduce you to 2 former guards at the facility who say they weren't surprised to hear about a recent staff death there. Both Lisa and Mark Brenner witnessed and experienced violence at the hands of inmates multiple times while working at Lincoln Hills. One of those assaults even left Lisa in surgery. Here's how she tells it.
She came up top and just pummeled me. And I tried to fight, hold my own, but pushed me into the kitchen. They finally got on top of her and took her away. I was out of my mind, and I'm not a wimp.
Now, the Brenners told me trying to stop those outbursts saved lives, but they often feared being disciplined for the split-second decisions they had to make. They say the rules from the top changed on a daily basis and left staff members confused about when and how they could intervene. Hear more from the Brenners tonight at 6. Then at 10, political reporter Will Keneally will break down how this is all playing out in our state government and possible solutions moving forward.
We will see you at 6, Braden. Thank you. Wisconsin hockey will return to Chicago in the middle of winter to play outdoors. The men's hockey team played at Soldier Field in 2013, and now both men's and women's teams will play at Wrigley Field as part of the Big Frozen Confines Big Ten Hockey Series. The weekend of January 3rd, mark your calendar, Badger women's hockey will play against the Ohio State Buckeyes, while Badger men's hockey will face off against the Michigan State Spartans.
Well, next, Ernesto has become a hurricane. We'll show you where it's heading.
And 5 people are arrested in the death of actor Matthew Perry. We'll have details on both of those stories when Live at 4 continues.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom, and she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale, so when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find bicycle store quality electric e-bikes from Trek, Electra, Felt, Giant, and more. Trek offers the best-selling e-bike in America, Trek Verve Plus, under $2,500. At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find fat e-bikes, mountain e-bikes, road e-bikes, bike path e-bikes, and more. Free services included. The place to shop for your new e-bike is Machinery Row Bicycles, the most beautiful bicycle store in the world.
Hi there, Brad Beasley and my daughter Marlene are here for Tundraland.
It's back to school time, and together we can help Wisconsin kids in need.
We call it Bath to Backpack.
With your help, Tundraland will donate one backpack filled with school supplies to a local student for every appointment this month.
And for a limited time, you get free installation, no payments for a full year, and free upgraded fixtures.
We all win.
Call 1-800-TUNDRALAND or go to tundraland.com today.
800-TUNDRALAND. Tundraland.com.
I became a nurse to make lives better. Today, that's hard to do because of the open border. I've seen firsthand the damage that Kamala Harris caused as our country's borders are. Hospitals everywhere are overwhelmed, and American patients are paying the price. My patients are covering the healthcare costs for people here illegally while their own care is jeopardized. Kamala Harris is weak and dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
5 people, including 2 doctors, a live-in assistant, and a woman authorities identify as a major drug dealer known as the Ketamine Queen, have been arrested.
It's all in connection to the ketamine overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. Perry was found dead face down in his hot tub last October. Authorities say the suspects conspired to falsely prescribe, sell, and inject Perry with large amounts of ketamine after he relapsed into drug addiction last fall. The U.S. attorney says the 54-year-old turned to the suspects who sold him large quantities of ketamine for large sums of money after seeking legitimate treatment for anxiety and depression.
These defendants took advantage of Mr. Perry's addiction issues to enrich themselves. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew what they were doing was risking great danger to Mr. Perry, but they did it anyways. In the end, these defendants were more interested in profiting off Mr. Perry than caring for his well-being.
If convicted, some of the suspects face up to life in prison. So far, 4 of the 5 defendants have asked to enter plea agreements. For many fans, Perry's sudden death was shocking. He had recently been on tour publishing his memoir and opening up about his long history with drug addiction. Peter Marshall, the longtime host of the Hollywood Squares, has died. He was 98 years old. And Gina Rowlands has also died. She was hailed as one of the greatest actors to ever practice the craft and a guiding light in independent cinema as a star in groundbreaking movies by her director husband John Cassavetes. She was born and raised in Cambria and attended the University of Wisconsin. She won 2 Oscars. Gina Rollins was 94 years old.
Ernesto has strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane and is barreling toward Bermuda with winds of 85 miles per hour. The storm is expected to hit Bermuda on Friday. It lashed Puerto Rico with fierce winds and heavy rains yesterday. The island's main power supplier says as of midday today, about a quarter of the territory's businesses and homes are without electricity. People with loved ones say Puerto Ricans know how to bounce back after enduring the devastation caused by Category 5 Hurricane Maria in 2017.
People of Puerto Rico are so resilient anymore. They are not waiting for agencies to come and give them a hand. I mean, they take matters into their own hands. Neighbors help neighbors.
Ernesto is expected to produce life-threatening surf and rip currents as it travels up the East Coast this weekend. It's the 5th named Atlantic storm of this season.
Where is it right now? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. You're keeping an eye on it.
We sure can. Again, as meteorologists, we are trained to also track and forecast tropical weather. Here's Ernesto over portions of the southern Atlantic Ocean, north of the Caribbean. And when you see this concentric circle, that's usually a sign of strengthening, and we'll continue to see Ernesto strengthen as it moves over warm waters towards Bermuda. But believe it or not, our alert day conditions are impacting Ernesto too. It will help to keep Ernesto off the mainland, even though we will have those impacts of the rip currents and the swells on the East Coast. Now you may be wondering, what about our alert day? Why are we not seeing the severe thunderstorms that we were talking about these past few days? Distinctly want to mention that we said if we had these clouds and the showers, look at the raindrops here on our Capital Sky Cam at 73 degrees, the dew point's near 70. We didn't get as warm as we thought. We got cloudy conditions. The showers hung around today. So that lag of the showers allow that heating to really not get there. So the heating's been struggling, and that lowers the severe weather threat for tonight, which we said could be a distinct possibility, and that looks like is what is panning out right now. The atmospheric energy, that's way out over portions of Iowa with the bright yellow colors, low energy over southwestern Wisconsin. So if we do see a strong storm or two, it's likely going to be over southwestern Wisconsin, right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border tonight. Nothing on radar 3000 in Dane County, although I did have lots of sprinkles and missed my glasses out in the patio. We're keeping an eye out to the west to see if we have any thunderstorms popping up. Nothing out there right now on radar 3000 over Iowa. Future track then bringing those thunderstorms. We'll let it run one more time here. Coming in from Iowa, and as it moves into our atmosphere that, again, didn't get as much energy, notice the thunderstorm activity decreasing as it moves off towards the east with, again, maybe a strong storm near the Wisconsin-Illinois border tonight. Nonetheless, marginal risk of severe weather in the if we do have that outside chance of a thunderstorm moving across southern Wisconsin. 1 or 2 could get strong near the Wisconsin-Illinois border, as I mentioned. That's not the only risk of severe weather that we have. We have a marginal risk for areas from the Dells, Lone Rock, Platteville, and off to the east on Friday. Future track showing potentially a line of thunderstorms moving from the center part of our area off towards the east during the late afternoon hours in a line. Usually that means winds are the strongest threats when you have what's called a line segment moving through the area. Wind, again, the strongest threat right now. If we do get any thunderstorms yet tonight and carrying on into Friday, the other risks are pretty low. Following this weather system on Friday with breezy conditions, looking pretty nice all the way through the 10-day forecast, even a little bit on the cool side by Tuesday and Wednesday next week. You know, I like to show the viewer photos here. We have raindrops and a rainbow. If you're looking really, really closely here in the center part of this picture, if you want to send us your photos when it's safe, all you got to do is just get your phone out right now, scan that QR code, and that links right up to our library of photos that we like to show on air.
It's a very pretty picture.
It is.
It's fun to see that rainbow. All right, thanks, Alex. Well, most parents would agree there's nothing more exhausting and rewarding than having a new baby. In the U.S., 70% of average wage workers do not get family paid leave, though.
Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has more from Minneapolis on some new data that proves why paid leave is important and not just for mothers.
Good job. Dalton Hustle notices the little things because he's witnessed them firsthand.
I was able to take 6 weeks for paternity leave.
Dalton is a second-grade teacher in Hayward, Wisconsin. Lately, he's been spending his days
Pelicans use their large web feet.
Teaching his daughter. He's not the only one who's grateful.
Go get her, Mia.
And one of the most important things in our relationship and dynamic was the confidence in Dalton watching her solo. I wanted to be able to go get groceries. I wanted to have a girls' day. I wanted to go back to work.
Claire Hessel works in HR, so she personally and professionally understands the benefits of both parents having paid leave.
Having the paternity leave and the family leave together is what just creates that strong unit.
And now there's data to back that up, as the Harvard Business Review explains. Kate Mangino, a gender expert, co-authored the piece.
For a long time, no one bothered to research fathers' brains around childbirth and childbearing.
That's changed. And the research shows what Dalton is doing isn't just good for his heart, it's good for his head.
No matter what your gender is, if you're a human being and you spend a lot of time with an infant, especially in the first 6 months, our brains adapt and change. We become more empathetic, we become more patient, we become more suitable to be parents.
Are you setting up a dynamic, too, for life where the workload is more shared?
There is data that comes from both male and female perspective that a more equal marriage is oftentimes a happier marriage.
Kate says research shows the more dads care give,
There's no greater feeling than just seeing her smile.
the more they get. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, CBS News.
Now, the authors hope their research helps more decision makers push for parental leave policies.
Well, when we come back, get your pickleball rackets ready.
I don't know if that's how it goes, but anyway, Josh Sprider details a big tournament this weekend in the 608 when Live at 4 continues.
Look, here's a phone company who wants us to use our phones less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
It's a free ride, but I already paid. I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
I'm the proud son of a single mom.
My mom worked nights to provide for us.
My mom worked 80 hours a week.
But Eric Hovde thinks if you have a single mom, you're going to be poor or a drug addict?
That is a direct path to a life of poverty. It leads to higher drug rates.
That just shows Eric Hovde is ignorant.
Come on, I'm successful today because of my mom.
I learned my work ethic from my mom, my single mom.
What is wrong with this guy?
My mental health was better, but uncontrollable movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, started disrupting my day.
TD felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnecting. I asked my doctor about treating my TD and learned about Ingrezza.
Ingrezza is clinically proven for reducing TD. Most people saw results in just 2 weeks. People taking Ingrezza can stay on most mental health meds. #1 prescribed Ingrezza has simple dosing for TD. Always 1 pill once daily. Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to and call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden changes in mood, behaviors, feelings, or have thoughts of suicide. Don't take Ingrezza if you're allergic to its ingredients. Ingrezza may cause serious side effects including angioedema, potential heart rhythm problems, and abnormal movements. Report fevers, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these may be life-threatening. Sleepiness is the most common side effect.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Beat the heat and save big money on over 40 in-stock ceiling fans under $100. Plus, an 11% rebate. This Hunter low-profile ceiling fan is available in 3 finishes and $79.99 after rebate. Come check out our big selection. Ceiling fans save on energy costs year-round while making your space comfortable. This quick install Tisbury 2 ceiling fan is available in 2 finishes and $84.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think?
Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
We're in the 608 with an inside look at the Capital Area Pickleball Association.
Our Josh Spreiter is in McFarland, where the second annual tournament is about to begin this weekend.
A rainy day in McFarland, so we're underneath the pavilion playing pickleball for the Capital Area Pickleball Association. They're getting ready for a big weekend. Kevin McPherson is joining us. Kevin, good to see you.
Thanks, Josh.
So we've made a makeshift court. You guys are diehard here. We couldn't be out on the courts today, so you guys measured everything out, and we're having some fun here indoors.
You're right. Pickleball can be played just about anywhere if you want it bad enough.
And I love, this is such a diehard group of folks, and you guys have seen such a spike in numbers over the years.
Yeah, pickleball's been ranked as the fastest growing sport in the country for the past 5 years for good reason. It's fun, easy to learn, inexpensive. That gets people on the court, and it's a little bit addictive once you get out there.
I can see why. I can see why. So you guys are prepared for the Baird Kappa Cup, which begins tomorrow. And what's that all about?
It does. It's a 3-day members-only tournament for the Capital Area Pickleball Association, and we'll have play out here at McFarland Park Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m., weather permitting.
And this is all for good cause, too.
Yeah, it is. The net proceeds from the tournament are going to be donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs, and they're also adding pickleball to their programming, which is exciting for all of us to see.
Love that. So there are different drills, obviously, with pickleball. What is specifically going on behind us right here?
So right here, we're working on third shot drops, which is an important thing in pickleball. It's an important shot to have in your arsenal. Under the ball, soft, and try to land it in front of my feet.
Into the kitchen.
Look at that, first time.
Oh!
Another one, let's see.
2 in a row!
That's 2. All right.
Oh, that's fun.
It, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's try it on your backhand.
Oh boy,
I know you love your forehand. All right,
shoot.
that was not much of a feed. Here you go. There it is. All right, that's one to celebrate.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Again, the Kappa Cup beginning tomorrow here in McFarland. You can learn more about the Capital Area Pickleball Association and how you can help give back to the community as well by going to the story up on channel3000.com. Playing pickleball in McFarland, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
Josh, you're a natural.
Isn't that annoying? He's good at everything.
He is good at everything. And the popularity of pickleball is evident in Verona. The city parks department is transforming tennis courts at Veterans Park into pickleball courts. The city already has one pickleball court at Harriet Park. It gets constant use, and this new one will probably experience the same demand. Have you ever played?
I have not, but you love it, right?
I love it. I mean, you really would. If you ever tried it, you'd be hooked on it.
Can you and Josh teach me? I'm ready.
Josh can teach you. Okay. He's the one who's good at everything. It'd be fun to have like a newsroom pickleball tournament.
I know he's watching, so start planning it, please, my friend. All right, there's a new statewide system to alert us about missing children.
That and reports of bed bugs on Madison city buses. We'll have the details about both after this break.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
A wide leaf filter? It's well designed, efficient. I appreciate that.
Leaf Filter's technology keeps debris out of your gutters for good. Guaranteed.
What more could you ask for?
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Some things are big, others are huge. It's Empire Today's half-price sale. Get $2,400 of flooring for $1,200, $5,200 for an amazing $2,600. That's half the price of your entire purchase. Shop for carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate right from home and have it professionally installed. Don't miss Empire's half-price sale. Schedule now.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Owning my own home is nice. You can just come home knowing that it's yours. It's a sense of pride, sense of ownership, and enjoying it with everyone that I love and care for.
Make a lasting impact on local families in need. Please donate today.
Imagine checking your own heart with medical precision from anywhere. Introducing KardioMobile 6L, the FDA-cleared EKG that provides 6 times more heart data than any smartwatch. And it detects 3 of the most common arrhythmias in just 30 seconds, including atrial fibrillation, bradycardia, and tachycardia. Check your heart with the most advanced personal EKG outside the hospital. KardioMobile 6L is on sale now for just $99. Don't wait, this offer won't last.
MS-13 gang member here illegally, robbed a pregnant woman, then released. Then executed a San Francisco family, another illegal, arrested, released, then killed this young boy with a sword, illegal immigrant, convicted, released, then violently fractured a woman's skull. Who released every one of them? Liberal DA Kamala Harris. The victim's blood is on her hands.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4. Moving forward.
It's still a little gloomy out there, but not as bad as it could have been. That rain this morning, though, that was I was wanting to stay in bed through that, you know, those rainy days when you wake up.
I love a rainy day occasionally. I really do. It's kind of soothing and relaxing.
Yeah, just get a blanket and some coffee. But our weather words are unsettled through Friday. Let's see if Alex has some blanket and a coffee out on the patio.
No blanket, no coffee. Hi, what I do have is mist all over my glasses. This is part of the weather story, not so much the glasses, but the mist. Look at our Upland Hills sponsored Capital Sky Cam, all that water droplets on the cam. Temperature's only 73 degrees out there. It is muggy, but it's a cool humidity that we have outside right now. Going to the southwest, look at our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville, also cloudy with mist and light rain droplets that stuck around to southern Wisconsin. We've had mentioned for the past couple days, if we couldn't get this heating today, and the heating has struggled because of the lingering clouds, that's going to lower the severe weather threat tonight. That very likely looks like it's going to be the case, which is certainly good news for southern Wisconsin. Even visible cloud track, which is looking for, which is showing you clouds all across southern Wisconsin still. We didn't get that significant heating that some of our weather models were indicating that we could get, and because of that, the severe weather threat is lower. Our atmospheric energy, the for thunderstorms, that's off to the southwest right now in Iowa, just a little bit over southwestern Wisconsin, and that's where the possibility of a strong storm or two as we go into the mid-evening hours is still a possibility, but widespread severe weather across southern Wisconsin is currently not looking like it's going to pan out this evening because of the clouds and because of the persistent showers. But we do have more storm chances in the forecast for Friday. We're going to track that coming up in a little bit.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is celebrating the official launch of the new Missing Children Alert System today.
The alert was created after Governor Evers signed the Prince Act, named after 5-year-old Prince McRae, who was missing in Milwaukee, and 10-year-old Lily Peters, who was missing in Chippewa Falls. The new alert expands the criteria for issuing alerts for missing people and expands the definition of a person at risk to include children.
Now, I think it is any parent's worst nightmare to have a child go missing. The anguish and the pain that any parent would feel in that situation is enormous. And at the Department of Justice, we're committed to doing everything we can to help bring missing kids home safely.
The person at risk must be under 18 years old and is believed to be incapable of returning home without assistance due to a physical or mental condition or a disability. Or the person is under 10. Their location is unknown and it's within 72 hours of their disappearance. Their situation also doesn't qualify for another alert, like an Amber Alert. Vice President Kamala Harris is set to hold an event in Milwaukee on Tuesday.
The Harris campaign confirmed that stop with us today. Meanwhile, the Democratic National Convention will be on its second day in Chicago. Our Maddie Heimsch has more on the timing of the events and what the Harris campaign is hoping to accomplish. Maddie?
Yeah, Susan, Brady, this will be Harris's 7th visit to Wisconsin this year and 3rd since entering the presidential race. And not only will she be in Milwaukee, but the rally will be held at the Pfizer Forum, where the Republican National Convention took place last month. Now, the Democrats are making a point to head right there. But why during the DNC? I sat down with political analyst Brandon Scholes, who says the decision is, quote, out of the box. He says it's in an attempt to keep all eyes on the Democrats in one of the most crucial areas of the country.
What do you get? You get a double hit. You get the party faithful in Chicago, however many tens of thousand at the convention, and you get another whatever you could have 8,000-10,000 or whatever in Milwaukee. So you really get you're kind of bookending the news, as they kind of say in the business. You're capturing everything. It's going to be really hard for the Trump campaign to kind of insert itself into these stories.
During Harris's most recent Wisconsin visit, which was in Eau Claire last week, J.D. Vance followed suit, holding his own rally just blocks away. Scholes says both candidates need to win Wisconsin to make it to the White House, so visits to the swing state here won't be slowing down anytime soon. In fact, Vance will be in Milwaukee tomorrow, delivering remarks at the Milwaukee Police Association, his 3rd time in the state since accepting the Republican vice presidential nomination.
Thank you, Maddie. The comeback rally on Wall Street is gaining steam. The Dow Industrials gained 554 points. The Nasdaq was up nearly 402, and the S&P rose 88. The city of Madison announces reported bed bugs on the city bus. Officials say there have been several sightings just this summer.
This is after the city announced they were treating bed bugs in October of last year. Tanisha Shaw has the latest.
The city of Madison is responding to bed bugs on the metro. Since July 10th, there has been at least 7 reported sightings between the metro's buses and their facilities.
The city updated an online announcement Thursday evening. One of the reported sightings were on the bus, the rest at Metro's facility.
Yeah, I would say I was very surprised. I've heard of that happening before, but it's just one of those things that you never think is gonna happen when you're around, I guess. You think it happens somewhere else.
I asked Metro's chief development officer for an interview, but he declined. On the website, it states that everything the mechanic made contact with is being inspected.
I don't know if they handled it as good as they could have, because I don't think a lot of people know about it.
The city, they haven't found any physical bugs, but K9 did sniff a bed bug at Metro's facility Wednesday.
That was Tanisha Shaw reporting. Metro has said it's taking these reports seriously and is asking anyone that sees anything to contact Metro.
When we come back, Taylor Swift heads back on stage in the UK and security is tighter than ever.
Next, how police plan to protect Swifties after a terror threat canceled 3 European gigs last week.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Kamala Harris has taken on gang members to get justice for victims. Taken on big banks to pay back people they ripped off. Taken on drug companies to cap insulin at $35. Now she's running to take on greedy corporations who jack up prices to lower everyday costs for working families. They're spending millions on ads attacking her because she'd be a president who fights for you. FF PAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
About our designer kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the
Woodman's. I'm Clint.
I'm Phil, saving you big time money on honey and tea.
12-ounce Bargain Bee honey, just 2 for $5. Or 20-count Bigelow tea, 2 for $5.
I can run the hot prices on honey and tea.
Bargain Bee, 2 for $5. Bigelow, also 2 for $5.
Enjoy honey and tea season and save lots of money.
Better products, better prices, better service, because we're employee-owned.
It's Woodman's.
Hi there. Brad Beasley and my daughter Marlena here for Tundraland.
It's back to school time, and together we can help Wisconsin kids in need.
We call it Bath to Backpack.
With your help, Tundraland will donate 1 backpack filled with school supplies to a local student for every appointment this month.
And for a limited time, you get free installation, no payments for a full year, and free upgraded fixtures.
We all win.
Call 1-800-TUNDRALAND or go to tundraland.com today.
800-TUNDRALAND. Tundraland.com.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All you can eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Tonight at 6, a juvenile detention facility in crisis, assaults, investigations, and now, tragedy. News 3 Now's Braden Ross uncovers the harrowing truth from inside the Lincoln Hills Youth Prison. 2 former guards share their experiences, the danger, and why they weren't surprised a guard was killed.
It was just a matter of time for it to happen.
What led to this breaking point? Braden Ross investigates. Lincoln Hills Juvenile Detention Center, a system in crisis. Tonight at 6.
Taylor Swift returned to the stage this evening in London, bringing her blockbuster Eras tour to Wembley Stadium with 5 sold-out shows.
Well, last week, her Vienna tour dates were canceled after police say they foiled a terror plot aimed at her concerts. Tina Kraus has more from London.
Taylor Swift thrilled fans as she took the stage in a pink and blue leotard at London's Wembley Stadium.
We love Taylor!
Swifties came from all over to be a part of it, many from across the pond.
It's the first time I've ever left the United States in my life to come see Taylor. So I'm very giddy right now.
It was her first show since her gigs in Vienna were canceled because of what police said was a foiled terror plot. Security was extra tight, both inside and outside the venue.
Every major event that goes on is continually assessed all the time, and if it was deemed not to be safe, then it wouldn't be going ahead here in the UK.
Security expert Ben Knott tells CBS News new measures have been put in place after the bombing at the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester, England, that killed 22 people in 2017. Fans we spoke to say they're shaking off any anxiety.
I'm not nervous at all.
We're going to be vigilant, but we're going to have a lot of fun as well. In her 2017 song London Boy, Swift sang home is where the heart is, but God, I love the English. And her English Swifties here love her right back.
She's got like this whole community around her, and it's just amazing.
What is it about Taylor Swift that's so exciting?
That her songs like represent what's happened across her life, and that they engage people into liking her.
It's a love story for sure between Swift and her fans. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And she has a lot of fans. The Eras tour is expected to have grossed, can you believe it, $2 billion in ticket sales by the end of its time in Indianapolis later this year.
It's incredible.
It's a good show. I saw it once last year.
You did?
I did.
Oh,
I was a Swiftie.
I would love to. Oh, wow, I'm jealous. Well, coming up next, why you should try your best to maintain a positive outlook on life.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is here with a study that shows that if you don't, it could lead to early dementia.
Welcome into Buzzed Into Madison. Look at this beautiful Capitol Square behind us. We are here for one of Madison's most favorite and loved summertime traditions. It's been going on since 1984, believe it or not. Mr. Matt Coupland is here because we're doing Midwest Financial Group's Money Minute. So, all right, how about you be the conductor, like we'll see tonight, and let's think of your clients as the musicians. So as the conductor, you're really leading the whole musical everything.
Yeah, we've got to be the one pulling everything together, right? You've got to make some things louder, some things softer, and keep the tempo, keep the plan going. The sheet music is kind of like the financial plan, and we're making sure it goes off without a hitch.
I like that. You know, the musicians always have their eye on the conductor. They're looking at the music, they're looking at the conductor, looking down, looking up. You are the steadfast one. You have the pulse on the music, AKA the financial plan, and you're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to speed things up or say, you know what, we gotta just hold it right here. Let's hang on that note.
I think we know the noise, the sound that we want to make, and we have to pull that out of our clients the way you have to pull it out of a musician. And sometimes, like I said, it takes members of our team working together to do that with our clients, to make that beautiful music, but we really enjoy it.
Do you want some beautiful music in your life, AKA maybe a more successful financial plan? Give Matt and his team a call, because believe me, there's going to be 20,000 people down here tonight. People like beautiful music, right?
Yes, they do.
So give them a call. For Buzzed Into Madison, I'm Emmy Fink. He's Matt Coupland, and
you're at Concerts in the Square, and you're buzzed into Madison.
Look at you.
Sanctuary cities protect illegal immigrant criminals from being deported, like an illegal immigrant arrested for battery in Madison. Instead of being deported, he was released and went on to assault several more women, including a 13-year-old girl. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted 9 times to support federal funding for sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegals back onto our streets. And Baldwin voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals, including criminals. Tell Senator Baldwin, stop protecting illegal immigrants and start protecting Wisconsin.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Another kind of dreary day in Chicago. That's going to be our home away from home next week.
We're headed there on Sunday. That is such a great shot of the skyline, isn't it?
It's a cool city. It's not so cool today, though. It's 73 degrees, a little cloudy, too. Well, we all know mental health is important to our overall well-being.
You've probably heard the phrase, the power of positive thinking. Well, there is mounting evidence now that links having a purpose in life to the risk of developing dementia.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is here with more. Hello.
Hi, Zorba.
Good to be here.
So that makes a big difference, just positive thinking.
Well, it's a very interesting study. So the study is out of Rush Medical School. It's it's already in year number 25 in the study. Everyone, when they started in the study, was in their 50s and 60s, and they've been following them, and they looked at who had what's called mild cognitive impairment. You don't remember things, you're not doing things exactly right, and who developed dementia. And they discovered that people who felt like they had a purpose in life, a purposeful life, were less likely to develop cognitive impairment and ultimately less likely to develop dementia. And it's very, very interesting.
What is mild cognitive impairment?
Well, it's more than I can't remember the name of what I'm doing, or I'm going down the stairs and I can't remember why I was going down the stairs. It's really where you can't function in the way that you normally would function. Like you can't drive your car because you don't remember how to get to the grocery store that you went to. So you're not demented, but you have a difference in your ability to actually function with executive function. Now, for some people, they sort of stop there. And for others, they develop full-scale dementia, Alzheimer's syndrome, or Lewy body dementia.
And it sounds like just having a sense of purpose, like a why in life, that can make a big difference.
Well, you had a why in life. So very interesting. This morning, I had to take an Uber to pick up my car, and the guy who picked me up in the Uber, I looked at him, I thought, this is not a young guy. So he was like in his 70s, and we're talking in the car, and I said, why are you doing this? You know, what are you doing this for? And he said, well, I used to work for M&M Mars. I was in charge of M&Ms and other things, and I decided I wanted to do it because it's my golf money. So he wasn't doing it just to stay alive, but he was doing it because he loved the interaction with people. And he said to me, it gives me purpose. And I thought, bingo, this is what I'm going to be talking about. And I think it's doing things where you interact with people and you do something that gives you some meaningful life that may be the precursor that's important to keep your brain going.
That's very important.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue to follow these people, right? The study is ongoing.
Right. And it's a chicken egg thing. It may be the people who are less likely to develop mild cognitive impairment are more likely to be involved. We don't really know, but it also may feed on each other. And that means that you should look for purpose in your life. And when you're older, you should look for purpose in your life, except the fact that, I mean, I'm going to be 77 this year. There are things I can't do, but there are things I can do at 77. And everyone can do something at any stage of their life. And that's where purpose comes from.
Well, what are your thoughts on this? Because positive thinking, that can be an easy thing, but it can be a tall order, especially someone who's gone through loss. And maybe they're feeling guilty, like, what is my purpose, or I can't think positively.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. And I lost my wife a little bit less than a year ago. And loss is very, very difficult. But I think when you have loss, you then have two options overall. Maybe not immediately. You can either stand still, or you can move forward. Now, when it first happens, you're standing still, you know. But moving forward means the loss has occurred in the past. What do I do in the future? And sometimes that takes seeing a counselor or someone else and interacting with people to sort of move you along. And that's where social interaction is critical. And we discovered that during COVID, because we did not have that social interaction. And we all felt that loss.
And you have to give yourself grace, everyone. So.
Absolutely. Grace is important.
Thank you very much.
Good to be here.
Good to see you, Zorba.
All right. And I know someone who has a sense of purpose.
I sure do.
Weather. Yes.
For over 40 years, obsessed with weather. Here I am. My purpose. In motion right now. Soggy right now at the Capitol Skycam right now. That's part of our weather story today. In Platteville, the clouds struggling to clear out. The showers, the misty conditions that has kept down on our heat from being able to build up, which we said could be a distinct possibility that lowers the severe weather threat for tonight. All the energy for severe weather right now is out over portions of Iowa. A little bit of energy over southwestern Wisconsin where you see the red. So if we do get a strong storm or two, according to Future Track, best chances are going to be over portions of southwestern Wisconsin and right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. But many areas in southern Wisconsin likely staying dry tonight. Still have that marginal risk out there. If a storm were to pop up, one or two of those still could get on the feistier side. We also have a marginal risk of severe weather for a good portion of southern Wisconsin on the backside of this weather system that could bring another line of thunderstorms to the area. Watch this at noon tomorrow. Thunderstorms break out to the east and maybe even all the way as far west as Madison and Janesville. We call this a Boeing line segment. When you get this Boeing feature, we've talked about that before when we've had numerous severe weather coverage this year, that the possibility of damaging winds is the main threat tonight, but also with any thunderstorms that do pop up as we go on into Friday. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. Following the breezy conditions and a good chance of thunderstorms Friday afternoon, a nice weekend is in store and almost a little bit cool by the time we get into early to the middle part next week before storm chances return. We'll be back in just a couple moments.
Kamala Harris has taken on gang members to get justice for victims, taken on big banks to pay back people they ripped off, taken on drug companies to cap insulin at $35. Now she's running to take on greedy corporations who jack up prices to lower everyday costs for working families. They're spending millions on ads attacking her because she'd be a president who fights for you. FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
Right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating, you get a $60 Visa gift card plus either 60% off installation or 60-month no-interest financing. This is one of our best deals of the year, so visit our website or call the number for your new floor today.
At USA Insulation, we fix hot homes. Over 7 out of 10 homes are poorly insulated. Is yours? Here are some of the signs. Is your house too cold in the winter? Is it too hot in the summer? Does your furnace and AC run almost non-stop? Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Are your energy bills too high? You don't need a new home. You need better insulation. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight at 10, Lincoln Hills Cooper Lake, a juvenile detention center, now in crisis.
Every day you go in there, every individual, your life's at risk.
How did it get to this point, and what changes are coming? News 3 Now's Will Keneally explores the political battle shaping the future of Wisconsin's only juvenile detention center through the eyes of lawmakers. Will Keneally investigates Lincoln Hills Juvenile Detention Center, a system in crisis. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, take a look at this. Marine researchers.
I'm Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council. America needs a commander-in-chief who's tough on illegal immigration. Kamala Harris fails that test.
We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. That's correct. That is correct.
Kamala was Biden's border czar. She supported sanctuary cities and taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants. And she created the worst border crisis in American history. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Don't let an appliance breakdown break you down. Shop Brothers Maine's super in-stock selection from brands like GE Appliances with support stirred into every purchase. Whether replacing or remodeling, we've got you covered. Brothers Maine, feel like family.
When did I call Leaf Filter? When I saw my gutters overflowing onto my porch.
Leaf Filter is a permanent gutter solution, so you never have to worry about costly damage from clogged gutters again.
It's the easiest call you can make.
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today or visit leaffilter.com.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
MS-13 gang member here illegally. Robbed a pregnant woman, then released. Then executed a San Francisco family, another illegal. Arrested, released. Then killed this young boy with a sword. Illegal immigrant, convicted. Released. Then violently fractured a woman's skull. Who released every one of them? Liberal DA Kamala Harris. The victim's blood is on her hands.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Brady's in the newsroom with a look at what's coming up tonight. Brady?
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Wendy Gillette shows us how spa treatments while traveling are a lot more than massages and facials these days, but who doesn't love those? Well, next at 5, it's Hippie Christmas in Wisconsin, what that means for those moving out and those looking for a different type of thrifting. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today. We appreciate it. We'll see you back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right after this.